What the hell is this, Emily? Are you spying on me now? Mark's voice boomed through our kitchen as he slammed his phone onto the counter with such force I thought the screen would shatter. His face was a storm of red-hot fury, something I'd rarely witnessed in our 27 years together. I was just wondering where the money went, I said, struggling to keep my tone even. Our savings account's practically a ghost town. 30 years of retirement funds, poof, gone. You checked our accounts without asking me? You're paranoid. Controlling. He raked his hands through his graying hair. Exasperation dripping from every word. This is why our marriage is a mess. You don't trust me with anything, Emily. $487. 000 doesn't just vanish into thin air, Mark. I deserve answers. My voice trembled, but I held my ground. He let out a bitter laugh that cut deeper than any insult. You haven't worked in 20 years. That money? It's from my career, my sacrifices. His words hit like a punch to the gut. I'd walked away from my job as a paralegal to raise our 3 kids, while he climbed the corporate ladder at Great Plains Financial. We'd made that choice together, a team effort for our family, or so I'd thought. If you can't trust me, maybe we shouldn't be married, he said, his tone turning ice-cold and deliberate. Maybe divorce is the answer. My stomach dropped. Are you serious? After 27 years, you torch everything rather than explain where our retirement went. He didn't answer. Instead, he stormed upstairs. I heard drawers yanked open, closet doors banging. When he came back down, suitcase in hand, he barely looked at me. I need space from your accusations. I'll be back when you've cooled off. And when you're ready to apologize. Apologize? For asking about our future. I stared, incredulous, as he headed for the door. I'll call when I'm ready. Don't reach out. I need time. The door slammed shut, leaving me alone in our too-quiet house in suburban Minneapolis. My hands shook as I sank into a chair. I'm Emily Carter, 52, and in 20 minutes. The stable, predictable life I'd known had exploded. Our kids, Sophie in med school, Ethan wrapping up his master's, and Lily in her sophomore year of college, were all grown. Mark, my husband of nearly 3 decades, had just threatened divorce over a missing fortune. With trembling fingers, I opened my laptop and logged into our bank account, praying I'd misread the numbers. Nope. $3,287 sat in a retirement fund that should have held over $490,000. Scrolling through transactions, I spotted something new, a wire transfer from 2 weeks ago. Sent while I'd been visiting Sophie. The recipient? An account I didn't recognize under a name that twisted my insides, Lauren Mitchell. Mark and I met in college. He was the driven finance major. I was the criminal justice student dreaming of law school. We married young, eager to build a life. When Sophie arrived 3 years later, we agreed I'd pause my career, temporarily. Then Ethan and Lily came along 2 years apart, and temporary became forever. I never regretted it. I loved raising our kids, being there for every milestone while Mark thrived at work. Rising from analyst to executive. We were a unit, he earned. I managed our home. At least that's what I believed. A year ago, things shifted. Mark stayed late at the office, traveled more. Guarded his phone like it held state secrets. When I asked, he brushed me off, called me paranoid, blamed work stress. I wanted to trust him. What did I know about high-stakes finance? My world was carpools, homework, and grocery runs. So I ignored the red flags. Dinner charges on nights he was working late, hotel bills in our city when he claimed to be in Chicago. A whiff of unfamiliar cologne on his shirts. 2 months back, I found a receipt for a woman's bracelet from Tiffany's in his pocket while doing laundry. He said it was a retirement gift for his assistant, Karen. I called his office the next day pretending to confirm lunch plans and learned Karen had quit over a year ago. Still, I hesitated. 27 years, a beautiful home in Edina, 3 amazing kids, a life full of friends. Leaving wasn't simple. I was scared of being alone, of starting over in my 50s, of breaking our kids' hearts. So I watched, waited, and hoped I was wrong. The day after Mark left, I sat at our kitchen table, buried in bank statements and credit card bills. Small withdrawals had started 8 months ago, subtle enough to slip by unnoticed, but they added up. Then, 3 months back, bigger transfers began. Peeking with that massive wire to Lauren Mitchell. I Googled her, nothing useful. No trace of her in Mark's social circle either. Who was she, and why did she have our life savings? My phone pinged. An Instagram notification, odd since I barely used it. I opened it and froze. There was Mark, arm around a woman half his age, her blonde hair glowing against a beach backdrop, a diamond bracelet glinting on her wrist. The caption, "Paradise with my love. Sorry not sorry, Emily. He's mine now. Hashtag upgraded life, hashtag richman perks. Location Bora Bora. Profile, Lauren Mitchell." A DM popped up from her, more photos. Mark and Lauren shopping at Gucci, dining at 5-star spots, lounging on a yacht. The last image was our bank statement with text scrawled across it. "Thanks for funding our new life." Her final message? "He says you'll take him back. You always do." Pathetic. I bolted to the bathroom, heaving until nothing was left but rage. This wasn't just cheating. It was theft, calculated, cruel, and rubbed in my face. Mark hadn't just betrayed me, he'd stolen our future and let his mistress mock me with it. Back at the table, staring at the paper trail, it hit me. This was a crime. He defrauded me, siphoned our shared wealth. I'd picked up enough over the years paralegal training. Dinner table finance talk to know my rights. I grabbed my phone, hand steady now, and called my friend Rachel. Her divorce 3 years ago had been a war, and she'd raved about her attorney. "Hello. I need to speak to Sarah Bennett. It's urgent." Sarah's office overlooked downtown Minneapolis, sleek and sharp, just like her. She used confidence and, after hearing my story, documents. Screenshots, all of it. She didn't flinch. Financial infidelity plus the affair? I see this too often. Spouses, usually husbands, funding their midlife crisis with marital cash. "Can we get the money back?" I asked, voice tight. "Some of it, maybe. Those social media posts? Goldmine. They prove he's misusing joint funds. Courts hate that." She tapped her pen. "We need to file for divorce now and freeze all accounts with an emergency motion." Divorce still felt like a gut punch, but I nodded. "Do it. Document everything, calls, texts, expenses. I'll bring in a forensic accountant to trace the money." 3 days later, Mark called, his tone breezy like nothing had happened. "Hey, Em. I'm ready to come home. Hope you've calmed down about your little accusations." I almost laughed. "I've been thinking a lot, Mark. About plenty." "Good. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk." He hung up. Smug as ever. Sarah advised silence, let him think I was still the docile wife. The divorce papers would hit him like a freight train. I called the kids, dreading it but knowing they deserved the truth. Sophie offered to fly home from med school. Ethan wrestled with his hero dad image crumbling. Lily sobbed, thin fumed, admitting she'd seen Mark's photos online but dismissed them as a lookalike. They all insisted on being there when he returned. That night, alone in our bedroom, I didn't sleep. Tomorrow would rewrite our lives. Sophie arrived at 8 a.m., taking charge like the future doctor she was. "Mom, shower. I'll handle breakfast." Ethan and Lily landed by 1 p.m., a united front. Sarah's associate, Jenna, arrived with the papers. We planned it out. I'd face Mark alone first, then the kids would join after he was served. At 2 p.m., a text from Lauren popped up. More vacation pics and a taunt. "He's grabbing cash and his golf clubs. Don't grovel, old lady. It's sad." It clicked. He wasn't coming to fix things. He was looting more. The front door opened. Mark swaggered in, suitcase in tow, smirking until he saw me and Jenna at the table. "Emily, what's this?" "Who's she?" "Jenna Davis, Bennett Law." "I'm here for Emily." My voice was steel. "We need to talk about the $487,000 you stole, the Wyoming LLC, and Lauren, who's been flaunting it online." His face went white. "You've been digging into my private business?" "Our marital assets, Mark. You've been draining them for 8 months. Jenna slid the papers over. "You're served. All accounts are frozen by court order." "You can't," he sputtered. But Sophie's voice cut through as the kids descended the stairs. "She can. The court loved Lauren's posts, proof you spent Mom's money." Mark's eyes darted, trapped. "This is a misunderstanding. Investments, legit ones. I was going to surprise you." "Stop lying," Ethan snapped. "We've seen everything. You turned my kids against me." Mark roared, pointing at me. "You're controlling. Suffocating." "We see you now, Dad," Sophie said softly. Mom didn't have to say a word. His phone buzzed. "Lauren, no doubt. You're not here to reconcile," I said, standing. You're here to grab more before running off. Leave. Take clothes only. The court's watching. This is my house. Not right now, Jenna countered. Emily has exclusive views. Defeated. Mark stormed upstairs, then left, vowing a fight. I'll bury you with the best lawyers in Minneapolis. He's bluffing, Jenna whispered. He's broke. 3 weeks later. Sarah's team had tracked $320,000 to Lauren's accounts and the LLC, a deliberate scheme Mark had planned for months. At the settlement, his bravado was gone. Lauren had flipped, handing over texts proving their plot to dodge charges. He signed broken. A year later, I stood in my new lakefront condo, Lake Minnetonka sparkling outside. The divorce recovered most of the funds. I'd won big. Lauren vanished when the cash dried up. Mark? Starting over in Denver, a shell of himself. In 3 days, I'd graduate law school at 53 with a job waiting at Sarah's firm. My kids, Sophie, Ethan, Lily, were flying in to cheer me on. Mark thought I'd beg. Instead, I reclaimed my life, my dreams, my future. That, I realized, gazing at the water was the real fortune.